girl Chris here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this here video, we're going to be isolating the hamstrings, and we're doing some deep hamstring stretches as per your request. Now, if you've been following me for a while now, you can check the link right here. I've been doing flexibility training, but most of the exercises are not really isolated to just one body part or one group of muscles. I wanted to do something different in that I know there are some persons who have problematic areas more than others. For some persons, for many persons, that's the hamstrings, and for that reason the hamstrings are one of those groups of muscles that are forever becoming injured. They take a very long time to recover, to rehabilitate. So if you're in sports or if you're just doing something as simple as going to the gym, your hamstrings need to be conditioned, both strengthening, endurance, and you need to have flexibility. Flexibility in muscles is a good thing because when you have more range, you're able to develop to a further extent. And so for persons, especially those gym buffs who don't like to stretch, you are limiting the gains that you can get. All right, the hamstrings are a group of muscles right below your glutes here. So you have three of them. You have the biceps femoris, which is more so on the outside, the semitendinosus, which is in the middle, and the semimembranosus is on the outside. So they do things like helping to bend the knee. It helps to extend the leg as well in conjunction with the glute. It's not a primary extender for the hip or extensor for the hip, but it does help somewhat. It also helps with some rotatory action of the tibia or the bones down here on the knee. So in this video, we're doing 8 hamstring stretches. You're going to be needing a stretch out band. If you don't have a stretch out band, you can use like a scarf, right? Or like a t-shirt, something that doesn't have too much stretch or too much give. This is actually pretty stiff, so if I pull it, you see there's no elasticity in it. I could try to link below where I got this from. It's on Amazon. Hopefully they still have it. I bought it several years ago. I'm also going to be using some yoga blocks. Now this is just a standard size yoga block. It's made of cork. I love it, right? There are other types of yoga blocks out there. I think some made from like that very hard styrofoam. You can use those whatever you're comfortable with, all right? All right, so whenever you're doing this or any stretch routine, you want to always make sure you warm up the muscles. Now, static stretches can be pretty dangerous if you just jump into them straight away, especially if you're a beginner and you never do any stretches, right? Or you hardly do any stretches. So I'm starting to warm up the hamstrings by bending the knees, bring the legs up to the chest as high as you can. And again, if you're feeling any pain doing any of these exercises, you want to back off of these movements. All right, I'm going to bring that leg back, bend the legs. So already your heart rate should be getting up or should be increasing somewhat, right? Another thing you want to do is make sure you're wearing something loose, something that's not too tight, right? That's going to allow you to just kind of flow, to just relax into that position. For the warm-up positioning as well, what I want you to do is try to silence your mind. I know I'm talking a lot, but many persons don't realize that sometimes when you are feeling stressed out, you have a lot on your mind, it kind of stops you from really just concentrating on your workout. And then the mind in itself, it's the core of your workout. If you're not into it, then the body connection is not going to be there. All right, so I'm just gonna press down. And all I'm doing, I square the hips over my leg. I'm just pushing back, sitting back into a chair. All right, from here, just gonna move the hips from side to side. Get that blood flowing. I'm going to push my hips back. So if you notice, I'm just kind of shifting the weight, flexing each knee, extending the opposite one. Push forward, back. From here, we're just going to drop down, shimmer the hips. Now, typically, yeah, we're shaking, push back. Typically, A warm-up would be great at 10 minutes long. If you feel like you need a little bit more than what we're gonna do or what we have done, you can go ahead and take that for yourself. All right, so now I'm gonna start our routine with a downward facing dog. We're gonna hold it for 1 minute, take a break, and do it 2 more times. So let's go. You're tilting the pelvis back, you're lifting the bum up, and you're pushing back against the hamstrings. Because my mat is so slippy, I'm gonna be putting my hands against the wall here, and I'm gonna show you how I do that. And then I'm gonna kind of just anchor myself so I don't slide backwards. All right, so here we go, 1 minute. And the aim is to try to get those heels onto the floor. So for some persons, it might look like that. Some persons, it might be up here because the Achilles tendons at the back of your ankles may not be as stretchy as you want them to be, right? So just go within your limit and push yourself to a point where you're not feeling pain is what I always say. All right, so let's go. 1 minute. And my legs are a little bit about shoulder width apart. Deep breathing. Focus on tilting that pelvis back, lifting that bum up into the air, because as you lift the bum up, it stretches the hamstrings up and away from the backs of the knees. 26 seconds. Be consciously trying to push those heels into the floor. And of course, like I did, I just adjusted. If you feel the need to adjust at any point, you can adjust. All right, so that's 1 minute. Whew. And then adjust my mat. So we take a little break. If I were to bend over this way, my downward facing dog is pretty much like about there. It's about shoulder width apart, right? And then I just go down like that. And I'm tilting my tailbone back like that, constantly lifting. So you won't only feel a stretch in the backs of the hamstring, but you will also feel the calf stretching as well, particularly if you're pushing those heels onto the floor. So we're ready again to go. 1 minute again. Setting up. In 3, 2, and 1. 1 minute to go. Breathe. And be constantly trying to push those knees back into a straight line. If you find that straightening the knees right away is too much, it's too painful, you can relax the knees a little bit and just do a little bouncing. So you can just do 1 and stretch, 1 and stretch. Otherwise, you can just hold it in that position. Stretching does make you fast. All right, we're gonna do this again. We have one more. Let me just check that we're still recording here. Yeah, we are. And remember, I'm only holding onto the wall because when I'm out here, my hands are stretching, slipping forward, my feet are slipping backwards because this mat here doesn't have much grip and my hands will get sweaty as I work out. Yeah. So we're gonna go again. Last time on this one, and then we're gonna go into a triangle pose. 1 minute, here we go. Starting, get into position. Starting now. And that's the downward facing dog. Next one now is a triangle pose. And this one will take a little bit longer because we're doing it on either side. So the triangle pose is pretty much you open the legs like that, turn the toes out, and you're gonna put one hand down and you're reaching up with the other one. Just like so. Let me get my long locks out of the way. So it's just like so. Alright, so the hips are squared over the leg. Put one hand down in line with that leg. Put the arm up. And you're going to keep the chest open and do deep breathing here. If you can't reach down to the floor, you can hold on gently to the shin and just hold the position right here. All right? Always pushing the hip back. So just like when we were in the downward facing dog and we were doing the anterior pelvic tilt to pull the hamstrings. So picture it. If the hamstrings are an elastic band and they're attached right up on the hair, right? And down the hair as well. If you're pulling those two joints away from each other, then you're going to get a nice stretch. And that's what the aim is for our hamstring stretches and any other stretches, to be honest with you. So again, here, push pelvis back, square the hips over that leg. So one foot is definitely there, one foot is definitely like that. Push back, place the hand, or place the hand, or place the hand, and open the chest up. All right, and we hold that for 1 minute. Then we switch to the opposite side. Deep breathing. Keep pulling the hip away from those hamstrings. Keep visualizing that's what you're doing. Don't push the hip to the back, push the hip to the side and back that way. And remember, you can adjust as you feel yourself start to lengthen. You can definitely adjust even more. All right. That was 1 minute. Switching over to the opposite side. Same setup. Place the hand. Ready? 3, 2, and 1. Now when we get into these isolatory positions where you do one limb and then the other, you start to find that there is some asymmetry. One side of the body may be a little bit more inflexible than the other one. And that's absolutely natural. Everybody's like that. Even some of the top gymnasts have a right side or a left side that may be a little bit more flexible than the other. Their definition of flexibility is definitely not ours, but you know. Pull those hips back. You want to think about breathing into these positions. So it's not just a, it's a, and one foot. And that's 1 minute on that side. Pulling up for our second round on this here side. Set up in 3. Square those hips, push back, and here we go. second time on that side. We're going over to the opposite side again. Set up, position, hips turn, and put that hand down. Ooh, starting now. Second time, third and final time on the, well, this is my left, maybe your right. Set up, hips are squared, open that chest in 3, 2, 1. We have our third and final time on my right. This is my right side, maybe your left side. Set up, hips are square, put that hand down, push back. 3, 2, and 1. Open the chest, deep breaths in and out. So that was our triangle poses. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a ninja pose. So this is quite simply a side lunge with one leg extended. If at any point in time you start to feel any pain, stop. So again, we're going to be holding it for a minute on each side. I'm going to start moving to my left side first. You can start on whatever side you want to. So pretty much this is all you're doing, right? And you get that heel up and just allow the hamstring to fall to the floor. Allow the back of the knee to fall to the floor, okay? So here we go, 1 minute starting now. Hands can be right here, or your hands can be right here. I think if you want to be a ninja, you can just do the hands right here. So my hands will stay here for now. You want to keep that chest up as well. And if you don't get as low as me here, that's fine. You may not have as much range in your hips or as much range in your ankle. If you're midway, a little bit up, that's fine. Just do what you can, maintaining the proper posture. Constantly pull the toes up, point them up to the ceiling, and the knee as well, point it up to the ceiling. Alright, stretching back. Moving to the opposite side. For me, that's my left hamstrings now. Make sure I'm a little bit more centered. Starting now. We got it. I'm actually gonna put my hands down because this is my, if you've been watching me for a while, you know that my right ankle has been giving me some issues. So holding this position needs some extra assistance on my right side. Yeah guys, so if you've been watching my channel, you know that I have a little bit of a injury on my right side. I'm getting over it, but whenever I go into the extremes of dorsiflexion, I get like a sharp pain. It's a lot less now because I've been going to the gym and doing some work on it. I feel it's an impingement, which is when some structures or soft tissue get trapped on the other connective tissues, and it will cause pain, right? So I don't know what happened. I don't know how it happened. There may have been some weakness in the foot. I don't know, but one thing I know for sure, that working out in the gym has been helping me. So movements on my right side tend to be a little bit funny these days, but we trying to work it out. So here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Chest remains open. Remember your deep breathing. Alright, moving over to that other side. Ooh, my problem side. Interestingly, my right side is my dominant side. She does all the work, my dominant side, and so she tends to get injured the most. I love you, my right side. Alright, so ninja stretch, here we go, 1 minute. Ooh. Girl is trying. Deep breath, inhale and exhale. chest up, keep pulling up and out through the hips. So you may feel your body starting to just kind of collapse and just kind of give. You can give with it, but try to maintain the form, the posture. Alright. Alright, so we have one more on either side. So we're going to get into these right away. Here we go. Position up. Starting now. Sometimes adjusting yourself helps to extend the position even more. So I find that when I do this, I'm able to lean a little bit more away from the joints. So remember, we're pulling the joints apart. And so I'm getting a little bit more of a stretch when I kind of lean away from the leg. As you can see, my leg is actually on the floor. So I am trying to get an additional stretch by leaning away from the leg. Alright, so that's it for that side. Oh, that felt so good. Damn. Yes, girl. So, we're on this side. You know, the men who follow me, they're always like, Chris, please stop calling us girl. We're watching as well. We're doing the routines as well. Don't you do routines for men as well? Please address us accordingly. So yes, men as well. I'm sorry. So here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Alright. Woo. Oh my god, those hamstrings. And that's not only hamstring, but it's a little bit of groin in there as well. Oh yes. Okay, so for our next stretching exercise, we're doing a pyramid. Now, pyramid is similar to the triangle pose that we did in that we are turning to the side, but the legs are not open like so. You're gonna bend down, have a hinge at the hips, push the hips back, and of course you're thinking about tilting the tailbone upwards, and cock out your body, and then you're gonna reach back, push back against the hamstrings. You're gonna put the hands on the floor, right in front of the feet, the toes, and then you're gonna look up. Alright, and we're holding that for 1 minute. Here we go. Starting now. 1 minute. So we're doing this 3 times and therefore 3 minutes total. I feel so relaxed, I forgot what I was going to say to you. But be constantly pulling the tailbone up and try to keep looking upwards. If at any point your neck starts to feel very tired, you can just relax the neck, rotate it from side to side, and then just start again. The thing is, when the neck is up, it helps to pull the chest up, and then therefore it also helps to increase or intensify that hamstring stretch, which is why it's called the pyramid, because you're actually creating a pyramid with your body somewhat. So let's go again. Here we go, in 3, position up, bend at the hips, 90 degrees, and restarting now. Looking up, keeping that chest open, deep breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And this is not a downward facing dog, it's a pyramid, and so we're not leaning forward, we're not leaning backward, we're just right here in a 90-degree position at the hips. Tilt that tailbone forward, lift that booty up, press the knees back, deep breathe. Same thing, I'm just changing my position. So leaning forward again, final set of 3 of 1 minute, making a total of 3 minutes we've been holding the pyramid stretch for. So here we go. We're hinging at the hips, 90 degrees, tilting the tailbone back, reaching down, starting now. Alright, that's it for our pyramid pose. Alright, my family, the next pose we're going to be doing is a standing split. Now for this particular pose, you can use your yoga blocks. You don't have to use them, but you can use them. I'm actually going to use mine. Let me put my towel to the side. So I'm just going to position them on either side. You can choose the height that you're most comfortable with. Now, this is the most basic, I feel. It's the lowest. From here, it goes up. So see, from here, the height changes. So this is the second highest. This is the highest one. All right. So all I'm going to be doing, I'm going to place it here. Okay. And then I'm just going to keep the legs straight. Both legs are straight. I'm going to turn out from the hip. So I'm not going to do a dramatic turn out to the side, but I'm going to open the hip slightly. Then I'm going to bring the legs straight back into one line and lifting it straight up, straight up, straight up, straight up, just like so. All right. And while you're doing that, you will get a stretch in the back of your hamstring on the standing leg. We're going to hold that position for 1 minute. As I feel that I'm loose enough, I will remove the blocks. Often the blocks are really just there to kind of help to stabilize you a little bit better. But as I move along, as I feel a little bit more stretchy, as I said before, I may remove the blocks. If you see that happening, that's all that is, okay? So here we go. Position up. You can turn out the feet like a little ballet dancer. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Lift that legs up. Move these blocks. I feel like I need them anymore. If your leg is just right here, that's fine. If it's all the way down, that's fine too. Just make sure you're getting the stretch where you need to be getting it, all right? That's in the back of the hamstring. All right. Moving to the opposite side. Now, one thing I want you to think about, it's less about getting the legs in a straight line, although that's beautiful if you can. It's more so about stretching back and getting the maximum hamstring stretch possible. So what you find is that the more you stretch those hamstrings, is the further back the leg will go. The more in a line or off center your leg will go. All right, so think about first stretching those hamstrings, and then the leg will definitely come into a line. All right, I know some persons are going to be like, I want my leg to go in a line. It'll come, it'll come. All right, position up. Remember, I do turn out my hips, so it's not just a parallel leg. Yeah, so for the purpose of this video, I'm not doing a parallel leg, I'm turning the leg out slightly. Starting now. Ooh, my right side is so tight. Focus on that standing leg, deep breathing. Ooh, this right leg is so tight. Oh, my right leg got a beating. Ooh, child. So, confession, I went to a party recently. I'm gonna drop a picture right here. But I went to a party recently and your girl got down. So I was like basically on the floor the whole time, like basically bending like this. And I tend to move towards my right side. So my right side has gotten so tight and I haven't stretched in like about a week. Well, not an intense stretch. So my right leg, my right leg and my right ankle. So here we go again. Left side first and then the right leg, okay? Second time, here we go. It's the same setup, I'm just changing position so you can see this leg a little bit better. Leg up, ooh, 3, 2, and 1. I don't know about you, but I'm gonna be doing this routine from now. I'm gonna do this like at least twice a week. This is probably one of the deepest, most intense stretches I've done in a while. If you've been here for a while, you know what I'm talking about. I know I just do combination stuff, but the hamstrings have been needing work. I feel so much tension being lifted from my body. Comment below if you feel the same way. Here we go with that right side. Ah. For me, my right side is tight up. Here we go. Position up first. No cheating, Chrissy. Ah. What I find sometimes what helps too is just cupping or just kind of beating out the back of the leg a little bit. Right? Sometimes it may just be like a knot that needs to be massaged out. Sometimes, you know, you may need to get a masseuse to massage it out. Other times, just kind of giving it some light, gentle blows here. You know what I mean? A little bit of a thumping. You should be good. All right. Here we go. Deep breathing. 3, 2, and 1. Oh my God. Alright, so this is the second time on the right leg. If you notice, I change my positioning a lot. So sometimes I tilt it forward, other times I kind of pull back, and I kind of allow my arms to gauge the positioning. Remember, adjust yourself to whichever point you feel you need more stretch. Everybody's body similar, but there are a few things that may be a little bit different. So like an attachment and an insertion may be a little different. And so sometimes you have to kind of twist and turn in order to get into those positions, to get to feel what we want to feel, you know what I mean? And the thing is too, we hold tension in different areas. So my tension right now is the backs of my hamstrings, the knees, especially because I do a lot of those movements down on the floor. There's a cost to pay. So it really affects the hamstrings for me. And so my tight, high tension places is like right now, deep in my knee joint here and my lower back. So yeah, no pain, no gain, right? So starting again, the final split, standing splits on the left side. Well, left side for me, and then I'm going to do it again on the right side. All right, so here we go. Setting up. Remember, if you still feel like you need your yoga blocks, you can use your yoga blocks, no problem. One of the things that you can do as well to intensify that stretch, and let me just try it just for this last one. You can put the leg up. This is extremely intense now, right? And then you can come down and stretch like that. And that intensifies the stretch like ×2, okay? So, setting up in 3, 2, and 1. So we're doing the right side. So here we go, final standing split stretch on this here side. And I'm not procrastinating, and it's not what I'm doing. I'm not finding little things that need to be fixed that did not need to be fixed. Alright, so I'm gonna put my leg up here, right? Alright, so here we go. Alright, here we go. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Alright. Okay, hold on, my phone. I promise you I'm being very serious. Oh, it's 11:11 in Jamaica right now. Give thanks for life. Okay, starting now. It feels so much higher on my right side. Oh my god. Oh. Oh. Standing wide leg fold. So you just put the legs out like this, keeping my feet parallel to the floor. So yeah, parallel to the floor. And I'm just gonna push my bum back, right? As per usual, tilting tailbone back, pocking up the body, you know how we do. Then you're just gonna forward fold. So you can either choose to have the hands like that, or you can put the hands like that. Kiddo, me boom boom. Alright, whichever way you feel comfortable, you're gonna do it. We're holding it for 1 minute. Here we go. If you're right here, that's fine as well. Okay? So here we go. You can also put the hands back here too. So I gave you 3 positions. Right here, or back here. Alright, we're gonna rest. 30 seconds rest and we're gonna go into it again. Then after this standing wide leg forward fold, we're gonna do another split, and then we're going to be doing just using the stretch out band to pull the legs inwards. So we just have 2 more stretches. One is pretty intense, the other one is self-adjusting a little bit, Okay, that's 30 seconds, let's go. Forward fold. Starting now. right, 30 seconds break. We're gonna do a forward fold again. Wide-legged forward fold. And then we're gonna pull in the blocks again. And we're gonna do some splits. I'm telling you, like, there's always a side that's a lot more flexible than the other. Usually it's my right side, but now it's my left because my right side has been getting so much work, I'm telling you. My dominant side. Okay, 30 seconds down. Let's start again. Forward fold. You want to gently pull yourself into your legs. Alright. Okay, so now we're going into those splits. So it's really just a side split. I've done it on here before. So what you want to do is you can have your blocks in, and remember you can change the height of the blocks to intensify. So the higher the blocks are or the lower the blocks are in this case, is the more intense it will be because it will allow your hips to drop closer to the floor. The higher it is, it just simply means that you're probably up high and you need that added support. You understand? So as you get lower, you can drop it, and as you get lower, drop it until you probably won't even need the blocks. Okay? The blocks for me sometimes is really to keep the hips. It reminds me, holding onto the blocks, it squares my shoulders this way, and it reminds my rest of body to square the hips, be constantly squaring the hips front and center. So you can use the blocks, they're optional, but yeah, so they're optional, no buts. So here we go. So I'm gonna start here. If you can't get into a full split, obviously you can just kind of get into a side or a half split. Make sure you cushion the back knee. For me, it's my right knee. Make sure you cushion it properly. If you feel like your patella is moving all over the place or it's slipping and it's doing weird stuff, then back out to this position, skip this exercise, move on to the next. But if you feel absolutely comfortable, you just continue doing it with me. All right, so we have 1 minute. You just set this clock up right. And of course, obviously the focus would be the leg that's in the front because we're doing a hamstring exercise workout today or stretch workout today. So that's the leg that you're focusing mostly on, okay? So here we go. 1 minute. For me, I can go all the way down. Whew. Alright, so I'm just gonna switch to the opposite side. Oh, she mama. So I align those blocks right where I need them. Get that leg out. For me, I'm going to start the party right up here. It's my right leg. 3, 2, 1. Get right into it. Ooh. First for each, moving into that second set on each side. Readjusting my blocks, getting right into it. 3, 2, and 1. Alright. Second time on the right side. For me, it's my right. Stretch that leg out. And you always want to go to the position that you were at or a little further. Try not to kind of go beyond that position or below that position in order to grow, right? Easier said than done, somebody says. Ooh. Side. Final time on the left, and then, girl, let me not procrastinate. Let me just do this because I'm gonna just talk. All right, here we go. Okay, here we go. final time on that side. Oh, Jesus Lord. So here we go on the right side again. Yay, let's go. Right side, let's go. It doesn't even want to extend, like it's so bunched up back here. Like I wish I had somebody to massage it up. Like it's so bunched up. Oh my god, this is crazy. And this only happens when I'm spending like a long nights dancing. It just tightened up and I've been afraid to stretch it for an entire week, and so it's gotten worse. So, okay. Okay. Alright, here we go. Jeez. 1 minute. Oh god. Yeah, I'm going to spend 1 more minute on this leg just because it's so tight. 1 more minute. Okay, I don't even want to bend the knee. I don't want it to bunch up again. But sometimes you really do have to push yourself to that extra 30 seconds, 1 minute in order to really get those kinks out. Like I said, I do feel some bunching. I mean, it's not like obvious, but like, yeah, I do feel like there's some knots in the back of my hamstrings. And I think at the end of this video, I'm gonna kind of show you myself just rolling it with a foam roller. See if that would actually help to probably break up some of the fascia that is tightened up around here. Because I think it's a little bit more than just muscle. I think just all the connective tissues back there are just really tight. And another thing too, I know lots of persons, they speak a lot on exercise as a way to get rid of like metabolic waste that build up in the body, different nooks and crannies. Stretching can also help to do that. So it opens up the spaces and allows circulation to flow a little bit better. And sometimes it's really just what you need. You may be feeling a little tension, a little bit of heaviness. Stretching always does the job, at least for me it does. And for today, these hamstrings are feeling so good. So anyway, the last thing we're going to be doing is the stretch out band. I'm just going to lie on my back. We no longer need these blocks. Alright, so the thing I love about my stretch out band is that it has these little loops, and you can adjust by just slipping your foot into the little loops and just pulling, intensifying the stretch as we go along. So we're doing 3 times on each side, holding for a minute each. For some persons, you may want to just hold it for the entire 3 minutes. You can go ahead and do that. For other persons, I'm just gonna keep it how I promised I was gonna keep it. Okay, so here we go. So you can get the band, put the foot in. If you don't have a stretch out band, you can use a scarf. You can use just a piece of fabric that's very taut and does not have too much stretch. You can also use, if you have resistance loops, the little booty bands, you can use the heavy one. That doesn't give too much, so you can definitely do a stretch with that one. All right, 1 minute starting now. All right, I had to check my timer. You know, when you're doing it on the tight side, it always feels like it's going way too long. All right, here we go. On the left side, set up. And if you notice, I'm keeping one knee bent, right? This will help to offset the pressure on the back, helps to reduce the occurrence of back pain. Restarting that timer now for a minute. Right, opposite side. Restarting now. Alright, that was the second time. Second time on the left for me. It's my left. Maybe you're right. Oops. Alright, second time on the left, third and final time on the right, and then we're out of here. Alright, that's the third and final time on the right, third and final time on the left. Alright. Okay, YouTube, as per usual, I want to thank you guys for joining me for yet another stretch session. Last week, I asked you guys if you wanted some more deep stretches, and you said yes, hell yes, girl, I want some more deep stretches. So I decided to start isolating the body parts. Today we're doing hamstrings, and we did 8 hamstring stretches. We held each for a minute each. And I don't know about you, but I'm feeling hella nice, tension-less, stress-free. Like I was saying throughout this entire video, I spent a few hours dancing. I went out, was dancing in heels, so you know I got a lot of bunched up hamstrings. And I haven't stretched in a week. This is the first time stretching since that party, so you know my body was just hella tight. So for some of us, it may have been months of no stretching, going to the gym, going to dance classes, or just, you know, sitting around at your office at work. Probably not a physical person, but you do get restricted, or you do get limited in your range of motion because your body will start to adapt to whatever position you mainly hold it in. So if that's for you, sitting around a desk like this, your body's going to get tight into that position. And so what you'll find is that when you open your arms out to the side, things like lying down on your stomach, your hips are going to feel pretty tight. And so for today, we're focused on hamstrings. In the next, you can let me know what particular area you want me to focus on next time. I know the hamstrings are a big issue for a lot of people. They get tight, they get injured easily, they take long to recover. So drop a comment below what body part you want me to focus on next. Until next time, love you all. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe and support me. Speaking of support, for some persons you've been asking where you can donate to my channel. You can click the link below. I'm going to drop my PayPal link below. And if the PayPal link is not allowed by YouTube to be held below, you can visit my Instagram page. Click the link in my bio and you'll see my PayPal information. So thank you all so much. Love you all. See you next Tuesday. As a matter of fact, I think I may be dropping a video tomorrow, Wednesday. So see you then. I did promise that at the end of the video I would show you myself doing some added TLC for my hamstrings, especially on the right side. So I'm going to be using a foam roller. This is a foam roller, guys. If I can find the link again to my Amazon shop seller where I bought this from on Amazon, then I will, but you can find them online pretty easy. But I know some persons prefer to use the exact one that I'm using, and that's understandable, that's fine, because you want the same effects, right? I understand. So I'll drop the link below if I find it. If not, I'm going to drop a couple of other good links, because you know sometimes the sellers don't carry the same products anymore, and it's really all to do with demand on their part. So what I'm going to do is put the roller right at the insertion point of my hamstring, and then I'm going to roll it up onto the belly, and then I'm going to carry it up to right underneath my glute area. So this is of course self-modifiable. You can just modify it according to how you're feeling. For some persons, if they get on a foam roller, they start bawling bloody mercy, or bloody murder rather. So you just have to listen to your body and do what feels right. Okay, so again, starting at the insertion point, I'm gonna roll into the belly. Yeah man, this hamstring is just bunched up. Damn.